everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we are doing a come drive with me. I'm setting off, I'm going to meet a friend, so without further ado we shall move. I thought we could do they were a bit close. I thought we could do just a bit of a chatty one. Probably not going to do any singing, not that that's what you're here for, but I got copyrighted quite a lot in the last video, so I'm a bit miffed with it. I've decided that it's just not going to happen, and I'm sorry that you're missing out on my beautiful singing. If it's wonky, I apologise. Jack has set up a rig like he did last time for the come drive with me on Vlogmas, so that was Christmas one the last time I did it, and it's basically, you know the tripods, like the gorilla tripods where you can, like, the legs are all movable and you can bend them. That is attached to the dashboard with a whole load of masking tape. So the masking tape is probably creaking a lot, which it already is, but it's the best we can do. I have no idea how these big... Someone just pulled out on me. I've had some instances with driving today already, and it's only 2 o'clock. Like, I don't know what's happening. People just keep pulling out on me, or they're not waiting for me to move. Like, I was pulling out of a parking spot at the gym this morning and I was reversing out, and it was in the Morpeth car park, which, if you know Morpeth car park, it's far too tiny. The, like, roads are not wide enough for 2 cars, but you've just got to roll with it because that's what they decided to do. And I was reversing out and somebody, like, went in the middle of the road, and I was like, I have nowhere to go, babe. They were waiting for my space, but then they just didn't move out of the way for me to come out of the space that they were waiting for. So, and then I had a woman shout at me. I was driving and there was, like, it's not a zebra crossing because it didn't have, like, the lights, but you know when it's just on the floor and it's got the lines, but you, like, it doesn't have the lights, so you don't, like, have to stop. It's just, you should stop. I was in the same car park and I was driving, and then a guy very quickly decided he was going to go into a space, so stopped very abruptly and turned, so I had to stop. And I was already aware that there was a woman standing waiting across the road, but she wasn't actually waiting across the road. She just kind of was, like, standing where you would, but I watched her and she was just standing chatting, and I was like, it'll be fine. So then I went, didn't think I was going to be stopping anyway. It's just, you know, you're always aware of this. I mean, that's what the theory test's for. You are aware of, like, possible dangers. And then I know this is very boring, I'm going to be over it in a second, but once I had stopped on the crossing, she started shouting at the window, being like, I was going to cross, what are you going to do? And I was like, I've got nowhere to go. And she was just like, we'll reverse backwards. And there was someone behind me, and I was like, it's just someone pulling into a parking spot. I'm only going to be 2 seconds. He didn't even want to cross the road a second ago. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry if it's squeaking, but thought we would do a bit of just a chatty come drive with me. It's going to be a half-an-hour journey. Don't worry. I'm going to try and make the video not as long as that, because I am very aware that my videos are very long the majority of the time, but I just have a lot to say and I just like talking to you. So first up, you might have noticed if you're a subscriber and you know who I am, my hair is a different colour. Well, it's not, it has a stripe in it. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a stripe going all the way down. It was going to be all the way at the root, like, I think you can see, like, it's just pink at the top, but it was going to be all the way at the root, but the lightning process didn't go the way it was meant to. But then this has turned out super bright anyway. I love it. What happened is I'm really bored with my hair at the minute. I've always changed my hair colour. I've always been bright colours, apart from when I was, like, younger and I wasn't allowed bright colours, but I've always changed it quite often, and I have been pink for a while now. I want to say, like, it'll have to be 2 years because pandemic. It's been a while, and I've just been getting bored. And the last time I was there, I was talking to Tom, who's my hairdresser. I go to Junkyard in Newcastle. They are incredible, especially if you want bright hair. Like, I highly recommend Junkyard, and Tom is the best. But anyway, I was talking to Tom and I was like, I'm just getting bored. And then we did bangs last time, which you guys will have seen already, but I'm a bit annoyed with them. I can never get them to go the way I want them to go. I've watched so many YouTube tutorials and then I just struggle. And then it isn't just me, because Tom was trying to do it the way that I wanted it yesterday, because it's kind of like the type that's like in fashion, where they kind of like sweep but not like come out. So he was trying to do it and he was struggling with my hair, so I don't feel that bad anymore. But anyway, he put bangs in because I was bored, and then I don't particularly like them. I don't like how they go around my face. I feel like I look like I'm someone from the 70s, like where it's just like there and then long hair. So I've been seeing colour blocking everywhere, right, on TikTok. I think it's very trendy, it's coming in, but I've seen it with like more normal hair colours. So I've seen a lot of like people with brown hair doing like a blonde colour block, or people with blonde hair doing a brown one, and I've seen a few white ones. And every time I see it, I'm just like, I really like this, and it feels like it's like not popular yet, but it's becoming popular. So I went in with just it in mind, and I was like, we don't have to do it, because me and Tom don't really talk before our appointment. It's just when I sit down, he's like, what do you want to do? Which I think is normal in hairdressing. But I was like, I was thinking maybe this, but if we don't have time for it today, that's completely okay. If you don't think it's going to work with bright hair, that's completely fine. But I'm really into colour blocking. And so we went through like where we could do it. He was saying we could do it like underneath, or we could do, I can't remember the other places that he said, but basically we eventually settled on like this little strip. And then he was like, well, what colour would you want it? And I was like, I have no idea. And he was like, I'd stay away from blue, I'd stay away from violet, because obviously, you know, I have like very, very warm pink. And he was like, I'd just stay away from them. And he was like, we could do yellow. Yellow is very pretty with pink. And it just kind of was like, yeah, because I've always said that if I change my hair colour again, I'll do yellow next, because I've done red, I've done blue, I've done blonde, I've done orange. I was like, I'd do yellow next. And then he suggested yellow, and he was just like, yeah, let's do it. It looks really good together. And then I was saying I wanted it kind of like of a warmer yellow rather than like a neon yellow. And then it's ended up like this, and it's went really well, and I really like it. My curls have dropped already. I only got it done yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before. But yeah, I have yellow in my hair now. I really like it, and I'm already thinking about getting another block in on the other side of my head the next time we go. But it's only been 2 days, so I don't know. Other things to catch up on. I feel like because I haven't done a lot of vlogs in a while, we don't really like catch up, because I normally have like a point to a video, if that makes sense. Like it's a video about something, so we don't really catch up anymore. So I thought this is a nice opportunity. I've been a bit all over the place the last few weeks, because obviously we had Spain, which was incredible and a complete shock. So my head was kind of in that for like the 2 weeks of it, and then like leading up to it. And then ever since we got back from Spain, it's been a bit of a weird time, because if you guys watched last week's time, was it last week's? Yeah, last week's Time to Grow, you'll know that I'm going through a bit of a rough spot with my recovery at the minute. If you're new, I'm recovering from an eating disorder and body dysmorphia. I'm not going to go into a depth with it, so I hope this won't trigger anybody, but I'm just going through a bit of a rough spot. If you want to know more about it, go watch that video. And that's kind of been taking up a lot of stuff on my mind recently, so it's been a bit of a weird time. It's been making me feel quite down. And then I think I'm realising like how much the weather affects my mood as well. Like I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to, but I just really miss the sun. Like I live in the northeast of England. This is the type of weather that we get the majority of the time. I don't know if you can see like out the window, but it's just murky and grey, and it's been like this for a while now. But when the sun comes out, I'm just like, oh, I feel so much more energized. And I think it's been the same with a lot of people, where when we've started getting some sunny days, we've realized that the weather has been really affecting our weather. And I've just been feeling a bit rubbish. And then when the sun comes out, I feel better. I haven't been very well, mind you. I think motion sickness, which I talked about in the video, but basically I have this thing, right, where, and I've had this for as long as I can remember, like I had it as a kid. I remember it being as a kid, like I've had it as long as I can remember. And basically if I lie down and then stand up, I get a blinding kind of a headache. It feels like my head's gonna explode whilst I have a headache. And it's also the same if I lean backwards or lean forwards. I get the same type of thing, even to the extent of just tilting my head. Once I come back up to neutral, I get like a blinding headache and it feels like my head is literally gonna pop. So with the motion sickness came like an intensifying of that, because I have it all the time, but when the motion sickness came, it was really, really bad. Like even from going from sitting to standing, it felt like my head was gonna pop. So I didn't know what to do, because basically I'm still registered at my old GPs from us moving, which is ridiculous. I know we've been moved for a long time now, but I haven't moved GPs yet. And I've been to the GP about it because I didn't even realise this wasn't normal until I started getting my physio that I had for my back last year. And one of the exercises I had from the physio was like leaning backwards, like bending my back backwards. And I was like, I can't do this because it hurts my head too much. And he was like, why does it hurt your head? And I was like, well, I get a headache when I lean backwards. And he was like, you shouldn't be. And I didn't realise that not everybody had that. The same with lying down, because another one that I had was kind of like being lying on the floor and then bending my back like that, and even that affects my head. And he was like, you shouldn't be getting a headache from that. So he asked me to go to the doctors to get clearance from the doctors to carry on with my physio in case they thought it was something like really, really wrong. So I'd already went to the doctors, and the doctors asked me to go get an eye test. So I went and got an eye test, and then when the eye test came back fine, they were like, oh well, it's just probably migraines. And I just don't think that's what it is, like, because the majority of the time the headache goes, like it only lasts like 30-40 seconds, and I don't feel like it's a migraine, because I feel like a migraine would last for longer. Sometimes it does linger. Like I did some exercises like the back ones this morning because my back's playing up and I've still got a bit of a headache from that, but the majority of the time it just disappears, and it's a very specific type of headache. So they said it was just migraines, and it just really put me off talking to anyone about it, because I was like, no one's taking me seriously, this isn't just a migraine. And she basically told me to just keep a diary of my symptoms and then maybe she'd put me on with some medication, but because I felt like she hadn't listened to what I'd said, it just put me off, so I didn't go back. But then when it got really bad coming from Spain, after coming from Spain, I was like, I need to talk to someone, because it got to the point where I had it for like, it was like day 5 after Spain, and I was toying with the idea of ringing 111, but 111 just sends you to A&E. Like every time we've rang, they've always said just go to A&E. So I was like, I don't know whether to go to A&E, and so instead I used an app called Livy, and I've seen a few like doctor influencers mention it before, so I knew it was legit, and it actually links up to the NHS. So I got an appointment with that. I couldn't get an NHS one, so I had to pay for it, but I got an appointment with that, and they were like, yeah, no, this isn't normal. They didn't think I needed to go to A&E unless it carried on, or if it got worse. But they've wrote a letter to my GP asking to refer me to the neurologist. But I had that, and then it's worn off a bit. It's still not, I still wouldn't say it's gone back down to levels before going to Spain, but it has gone down a bit. But one thing that's kind of lingered, and I don't know if it is that from the same thing or not, but I just feel so freaking tired at the minute. Like, it's to the point though when I get, so I have the same routine every day, right? Like I wake up, I sort Oakley out and do some stuff with Oakley, then I go to the gym, then I come home and have my lunch, and then I do work. And it gets to the point where after I finished my lunch, I literally feel like I could go to bed. Like I feel so freaking tired. And that's kind of like overarching everything at the minute. I'm doing a deload week this week in case it's me overtraining, but I mean I'm like at the end of my deload week and I'm still feeling pretty freaking tired. So I don't know if it's from the same thing, I don't know if it's just like coincidental, but I feel so bloody tired. So I am hoping that when it gets sunnier, that'll at least help me wake up a bit, because I don't think it is just down to the weather, because I've had a few people be like, oh well, you know, the weather just makes all of us tired, and I'm like, no, I feel really tired. Like, I don't think it's just off the weather. Like, I feel like I can literally fall asleep sitting, and I get a whole load of sleep. Like, I'm not even going to say how many hours sleep I get because people judge me for it. I get a lot of sleep, so I don't think it's a I'm overtired thing. So yeah, I just haven't been feeling well. So with that and my recovery going through a bit of a rough patch, it's just been a bit of a weird time, to be completely honest. I'm really looking forward to the summer coming back. I'm looking forward to Mountain and Moss getting busy again, which, if you are new, is mine and my partner's holiday let business. We have one caravan, but that's very quiet at the minute. It's been closed for the entire of February just because that's when the park closes. They have to have closure time to like be counted as like a holiday park or something. It's something to do with council tax, I think. But yeah, it's been closed for February, and then we haven't really got any bookings yet for this year, so I'm looking forward to that getting busier. If anybody wants to book it, please feel free. I'll put the links below, or you can contact us directly for better prices. But I'm looking forward to that getting busier because I miss being up there, because I do all the cleaning and everything for it. And I'm just looking for better weather. I'm also looking forward to May, because May seems like it's going to be a really good month this year, because my birthday is in May and graduation is in May, which is 2 years overdue. But it feels like it's actually happening now, because it just kept getting pushed back. It was one of those things where they were like, we're still going to do it, which I am so thankful for. I know there are a lot of unis who just cancelled their graduations for people who graduated within COVID, and it would have absolutely broke my heart to be one of those uni where I don't get to graduate, because graduation's always been one of these things that it's felt really unattainable. When I was at school, I didn't think I was going to be smart enough to go to uni, and then when I got into a Russell Group uni, I was like, I'm never going to finish this degree. I don't feel like I'm smart enough. I don't feel like I'm going to do it. And then it's just never felt like it's going to be attainable. But I did graduate, not have a graduation, but I did finish my degree, and I really want a graduation like everybody else had. It's not fair that we don't get one just because we finished in a pandemic. So I think it's definitely going ahead. They've asked, like, they've sent out emails asking if we would be attending or not, and I actually saw today, because I'm still in the Facebook group chat for like my year, and somebody put a screenshot in that the uni have put dates on the website, but they haven't emailed us saying that they have dates yet. So I'm not booking anything for those dates or anything yet. I'm waiting until they send an email, but apparently it's going to be the 5th of May, so that's very exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to have a graduation and be in a like cap and gown, because they've said that they're like, we're still gonna be able to do like a cap and gown kind of thing. So May seems like it's going to be a really good month. It feels weird not doing any music, because normally I think I've only done 2 Come Drive With Me's that weren't in Vlogmas. And to be honest, I think I've only done 2 Christmas Come Drive With Me, so it might be equal, but it does feel weird not having music on. But I like, YouTube really doesn't like you putting music on, so I don't want to risk getting copyrighted again. But it feels weird driving without music as well, because the car is 100% my place for singing my little heart out, because I don't know what it is about the car, but anywhere else I don't feel confident enough to sing like I do in the car. Like, I try and hit some high notes when I am in the car, and I will put my heart and soul and emotions into my favourite songs, and I don't do it anywhere else. So it feels weird being in the car and not having music on. I mean, I know I'm talking the entire time, so that kind of like makes up for it, but it just feels weird being in it and not driving. I listen to anything as well, like that's the thing, my music taste is so varied. I don't really feel like we've talked about it on the channel before, but it's so varied because I feel like truly deep down my music is kind of like, I don't know what to call it because everybody argues about, I don't know, everybody argues about what it's called, but basically it's emo music. So like Paramore, Panic, I just didn't take the turn off that I needed to take, and now I'm stuck in pretty much standstill traffic. Anyway, yeah, like Paramore, Panic at the Disco, that's kind of my music. But I will listen to the, I want to say everything, but there are some very like big exceptions that I will not listen to. I don't really like 80s music. I don't like the Beatles, the Smiths. I just can't get away with them. What else don't I like? I don't really like classic rock either, which is weird. You'd think I would because I like emo music and rock music and stuff like that, but I don't really like classic rock. And what else don't I like? Heavy rap kind of music, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't really listen to chart music anymore either. There's a few songs that like slip in every now and again, but I'm not really that into pop music. Like current pop music, like pop music from when I was younger, yes, 100%, but pop music that's in the charts now, nah. I have such a varied, like, I have, oh, people get mad at this, don't they, but I have a playlist on Spotify called Various, and it's literally just every song that I like it doesn't have a vibe, it doesn't have a theme, it's literally just every song that I like. And I mean, it's called Various for a reason. The amount of different genres that are in that playlist is ridiculous. Like one second you can be like crying to Lewis Capaldi, and then the next second you're listening to A Day to Remember, and then the next second you're listening to classical music. Like it's literally all over the place. But the music that I tend to listen to the most in the car is just anything I can sing to. If I can't sing to it, it's probably not going to stay on very long in the car. Okay, so I've just pulled up. The camera like clicked out because I exceeded the maximum time kind of thing, but I've just pulled up. So that is going to be it for today's video. If there is anything in particular you want to see in the next few weeks for uploads, please let me know. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you are new. Hello, I am Sarah. You've just heard a lot about me for not subscribing, so I feel like you should. It seems silly not to. So make sure you subscribed, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.